Let's open this up to our panel of guests so that we can decipher what exactly is happening, what exactly is needed, and how can this entire scam be revealed in its entirety and ensure that the guilty are booked. Madhu and Rao of the BJP is with us today. Lokesh Jindal, political analyst. Vijay Grover, senior journalist. All of them joining us today on the broadcast. Let me open this up with Mr. Lokesh Jindal. Mr. Jindal, how do you really view what's happening in the state of Karnataka? On one hand, you have the BJP which is saying we don't trust the state SIT. On the other, the Congress says, well, the SIT is doing a good job. Meanwhile, you have central agencies coming in and it's only because of political vendetta. They want to finish off Congress leaders.
Well, BJP must understand that when the state agencies are doing their job, when the CID has already investigated, it has arrested those who are in suspicion, and the key mastermind is already arrested, a special investigative team has been formed, and the due procedure of law has taken effect. I do not understand why is there a need so as to have central agencies brought in. And the moment you bring in central agencies, suddenly this scam takes a political fervor. So immediately we have the Congress will accuse BJP of misusing the central agencies, and the BJP will say that it does not support the state agencies. That is going to completely turn this entire issue into political. The better way would have been the state agencies doing their job, coming out with their probe, and then if there were some certain discrepancies, then you could have had the central agencies coming in and doing the probe wherever discrepancy was there.
So but isn't that giving too much time to wait for the state agency to investigate it, then look for discrepancies, then the central agencies to come in? There are 2 points that I want to mention. To the statement that you made, where you said what was the reason to bring in CBI. Now, as far as CBI is concerned, it was the bank that went ahead and complained to the CBI because of the volume of the money that is involved here. So it was not that the BJP insisted and this happened. Now, second thing that I would like to also ask you, Mr. Jindal, when you look at it from the perspective of how, now for example, in Karnataka, there have been multiple cases in the recent past where SITs have been formed. One, if our viewers, of course, remember, and I could refresh their memory at this point in time, is the Prajwal Revanna case and the Suraj Revanna case. In both of this, the CID or the SIT has been looking into the matter, and we've seen very quick and swift action. Though there were, MLCs and former MPs or candidates, they were taken into custody, arrests were done. But as far as the Valmiki case is concerned, one valid point that the BJP has raised is for 30 days, despite the suicide note of this official who claimed his own life and said, he also, of course, doesn't name the minister, but he says on the behest of a minister. So wasn't that the duty of the SIT to really bring him in for questioning in the first place? If that didn't happen, then apprehensions, of course, obviously will come up.
Well, the procedure of law would be adhered to once the SIT resorts to looking at the entire matter, collection of evidences, recording statements. It would be issuing notices to all those who are within the suspicion, and the due procedure would be followed too. But the moment you start sending the central agencies under Prevention of Corruption Act and Prevention of Money Laundering Act, you make an entire complexity out of this issue. You give it a political fervor. Why is it that a constitutional body, the constitution which gives the public law and order as well as to the state, is carrying out its duty and you are preventing it to happen? So the idea is, Deepak, I would again say that BJP should not resort to petty politics and must allow the state agencies to perform their duties.